they're gonna draft Devin Carter. They're gonna draft my boy out of Providence, a do-it-all guy, phenomenal scorer. You need a bucket, Devin Carter. You need a stop, Devin Carter. You need a rebound, Devin Carter. You need it all, Devin Carter. Bucket against Creighton, against Marquette, putting up games against UConn. Devin Carter is a big-time player. Yo, what's up, guys? What are you doing today, man? I'm coming to you guys my official 2024 NBA mock draft. Okay, so quick disclaimer: I'm not an NBA draft expert. I'm not a college basketball expert. I watch from here to there. More so, I watch Big East basketball. I watch the big time games from here to there. I obviously watch March Madness, so I really learn about all these players and be like, ooh, can't wait to see them in the NBA. A lot of chat of this draft class about there's not a lot of star level players, star level talents, a lot of role players. As a guy like myself, I love my elite level role players. I'm a Miami Heat fan, of course. I love elite role players, or role players that'll come on now. Our team is full of role players, and they literally bring us to heights we've never really imagined. So shout out to them. But as a Heat fan, we have the 15th overall pick. I'm gonna go at least to the 15th pick, depending on how long this video is. Like I said, I'm not a big college basketball or draft expert guy. I watch them here and there, watch highlights, I watch clips and things of that nature as well, and I watch the big time game, or like I just mentioned, March Madness as well. I'm more so a Big East guy. I'm more so a Big East guy. If you want to know about Devin Carter or Bigelow Sharman or some of the other potential draft picks outside of those two, because those two would definitely get drafted, but just off the top of my head, guys like Donovan Clingan as well, Stephon Cass, if you guys want to know about any of those guys, I'll let you know. But other than that, let's get straight into the NBA mock draft. I'm right here actually on Fanspo, and I'm gonna go through at least the first 15th overall picks. Now, we heard a lot of chatter, especially today, about Alex Sarr and the Atlanta Hawks. Obviously, he listed at power forward, but he'll probably play center. I would have expected the Hawks to draft him and pair him in the trio of, maybe not triggers. They probably would trade one of Trae Young or DeJounte Murray. Personally, I would trade DeJounte Murray, even though he would not net back as much as Trae Young would do. They want to not rebuild, but kind of retool, just get something back for a DeJounte Murray. They've been trying to get Austin Reeves, but apparently the Lakers just don't want to trade him for DeJounte Murray, but I digress. So Alex Sarr and his agent apparently just not working out with the Atlanta Hawks. I don't know what it is. I don't want to say it's like entitlement or something, but like, you're the first overall pick. You're not going to work out with the team with the first overall pick. I mean, you're a potential first overall pick. Like, that's just weird. Like, this is the day before the draft. You haven't worked out with them. Like, the Hawks are stuck in purgatory, but you really willingly, I think he worked out for the Wizards, who are one of the worst teams in basketball. Yes, they have a new regime, but you would rather be on a rebuilding team of Bilal Coulibaly and guys like Corey Kispert and Kyle Kuzma potentially might or may not get traded, and instead of playing with a guy at least like a Trae Young. I mean, that's just me, but I digress. I thought they would have drafted Sarr and just traded Capella and have their backup being Big O, but whatever, I digress. With the first overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Zachary Richardson. I looked it up right before the video, so I didn't get his name, boss, but imagine if I did. And if you heard any noise, that's because there's people in my kitchen right now, but I digress. Zachary Richardson, first overall pick. This is a guy that, like I've said, I've seen clips, I've seen highlights of him. He's a guy that you draft based on potential, has basketball IQ, he has size, he has the tools. You just draft him, and if you look at his stats, he's having like 10 points, like 35% from the field, like mid 40s from the, 35% from the three-point line, mid 40% from the field. So he's a guy that, these guys that go overseas, their stats aren't going to be popping off your screen because they're playing a lot of team basketball. Zachary Richardson, I feel like this is a pretty good pick for the Hawks at small forward or power forward. I mean, he is 6'8", so you can really play both, but let's say he's a small forward. You go ahead and now you want to trade a guy like a DeAndre Hunter. Here's your opportunity. You've been wanting to get DeAndre Hunter off your books. Here you go. Draft Zachary Richardson. Hopefully you guys actually play a guy like a Kobe Buffkin, even though you literally have DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. You drafted another guard, but I digress. Second overall pick, the Washington Wizards. They also need a big. They're going to go with Alex Sarr, who has, people will say he has some intangibles a bit to Wembanyama. Not quite fluid in terms of the jump shot, but he can get to the rim. He can play make. He has a pretty good handle. He's just an all-around beast, and really still can't get out of my mind that he's just not working out with the Hawks for some who knows what the reason is. But Alex Sarr thinks he's gonna go to the Wizards. They need a center. They had Gafford, they traded him. They're center for most of the season. At points last, it was even Danilo Gallinari, but more so second half of the season, it was Marvin Bagley. I love what they're building down there with Denny Abdia and Corey Kispert. Tyus Jones, is he going to come back? Is he going to, I don't know if he's on a 1 or 2 year deal. I believe he's an impending free agent. Maybe they would have traded him at the deadline. I'm not too sure, but going to go out and they're going to draft Alex Howard with the 2nd overall pick. The 3rd overall pick, the Houston Rockets. By the way, this is a mock draft not based on what I would do. It's going to be based on what I think the teams are going to do. So the 3rd overall pick, the Rockets, obviously they really have their starting 5 for the future kind of like locked up. If you count Jalen Green as the future, I mean, you have what? Even off the bench, you have a guy like a Men Thompson. I mean, you have Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Sengun. I don't see their 3rd overall pick starting. I like what they have though with Cam Whitmore. They have a very good coach in Ime Udoka. I heard something about Aaron Holiday era being over with the Rockets, so they're probably looking for a reserve guard. And if we're looking at reserve guards, you have one of the best shooters, maybe even the best shooter in the draft. He shot absolutely lights out from 3, and that is Reed Sheppard of Kentucky. I actually watched his podcast interview with Paul George, and he sounds like a really down-to-earth kid. He was from Kentucky. He went to Kentucky to play with John Calipari. Obviously now he's coaching the Arkansas Razorbacks, but this is a guy that shot lights out from 3, 53% from the field, really good from the 3-point line as well. This is a guy that come off your bench to provide you instant offense. 6'1", so he's going to be at the point guard position. You can obviously move with Ben Thompson really from point guard, shooting guard, small forward. I mean, he is like 6'7" or 6'6". I don't have his height off the top of my head right now, but I know he's definitely a very versatile player, to say the least. The 4th overall pick, I really don't know what the San Antonio Spurs are going to do. Personally, I would go for a point guard, to be quite frank. Is this where they go out and they get a guy like a Stephon Castle? Because if you look at them right now, they need a point guard. They need a point guard for a while. There's rumors about Trae Young. There's rumors about them getting back DeJounte Murray. There's rumors about them getting potentially D'Angelo Russell. Also, Magic rumors as well. But you're looking at it right now, their best players are Victor Wembanyama, Devin Vassell, and Keldon Johnson. Keldon Johnson strikes me as the guy that I think they want to move this offseason. So you could either really go forward or you could go guard again. Just looking at the starting 5 right now, I mean, Trey Jones, Devin Vassell. At points last year, it was like Malachi Branham at the 3. And then it was at points, Zach Collins was starting at center for a while, but it's just Sohan at the 4. Or Sohan, I always get his last name mixed up, but I digress. And Victor Wembanyama at the center position. You're really looking at, are you really going to go? I mean, they have 2 like top picks in the, not picks, but they have 2 first-round picks, I want to say. So they get 1 guard and they get 1 forward. If I was them right now, I would go for the potential. I've heard rumors about them potentially trying to pair Clingan with Wemby, which would just be absolutely disgusting. But I'm gonna go with Donovan Clingan's teammate, Stephon Castle. Again, as a Big East guy, Stephon Castle is a defensive pest. The jump shot, there was definitely a work in progress throughout the season, but I really feel like he showed that he can shoot at the collegiate level. Throughout the season, his jump shot definitely did improve. He, again, his stats won't pop off the board because he played at a really good team. Obviously, the UConn Huskies and Darren Hurley ran it back for another national championship. And now he's coming back for his 3rd year, declined the Lakers job, and now just went to JJ Redick. Because Stephon Castle, man, this is a one-and-done guy. Is this the first one-and-done guy in the Darren Hurley era? Yeah, there's a reason why he was hailed as a top prospect. I think he is going to flourish. He is 6'5", so he can really win the 1 or the 2. They probably won him around the 1 because Vassell's the 2. I don't think Vassell's big enough or strong enough to run the 3. But again, whatever. Now the interesting pick right here is I literally just don't know what on earth the Pistons are going to do here, to be quite frank. They have their back of the future, Jaden Ivey and Katie Cunningham. They have Asar Thompson. They have Jalen Duren, who is a really good rebounder. He's pretty good around the rim, but he'll get his blocks here and there, but he's just not really known for his defense whatsoever. Imagine Donovan Clingan there. I'm a big Jalen Duren guy, but I don't know what they're going to do, to be quite frank. I mean, you have him. There's rumors about them trading Isaiah Stewart away. Like, I don't know. Do they go Donovan Clingan? Do they go, like, I don't know. Like, I just don't know. You guys got to give me a second right here because I really just don't know. Like there's rumors about them getting like Tobias Harris and somebody else. So maybe they're in the market for like a forward. And if you're looking at forward, you have Modest Buzelis, Dalton Connect, Saloon, if that's how you pronounce his name. Just looking at forwards right now. I mean, I really think I'm leaning. I think they'll probably lean the potential of a Modest Buzelis, even though he didn't shoot great from three. For G League Ignite, I think they go Modest Buzelis. I believe he's still a top 5 pick, even with a down year from the 3-point line. His potential is there. Is really good size, really good frame, and I do think he will be a good shooter at the NBA level. Obviously, with the G League Ignite, he really did not perform from the 3-point line as he did previously before we go into G League Ignite. But yeah. Now another interesting one right here, the Charlotte Hornets. Like they have Brandon Miller, they have LaMelo Ball, they have Mark Williams. That's 3 guys that I really like, especially Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball. Now, outside of that, like, what do you see the Hornets going ahead and doing? Like, do they just go Dalton Connect, but who's playing the 4 for that? Like, you don't have Brandon Miller playing the 4. I mean, last time around they went Brandon Miller over Scoop was like a good pick so far. They didn't go for best player available, they went for best position. Technically speaking, like, I just don't know. I guess they potentially just go like a Dalton Connect and just see what happens. I mean, he had a phenomenal season at Tennessee. He's a lights out shooter. I really like him as a prospect. A really good season at Tennessee, like a really good. He was one of the best scorers in the country. So I guess they go at number 6. Again, it's getting very difficult. I doubt I'll make it past like pick 15 of the Miami Heat's pick, but let me just keep going around here. So look at the 7th overall pick. There's a lot of rumors of the Blazers going out and drafting Donovan Mitchell. I think they go out and get him. I don't know what happens to DeAndre Ayton. I guess I don't know if people expect those two to start together. I mean, that spacing wise is disgusting. And Scoot Henderson didn't shoot that well from the field or from 3 in his rookie season. So again, Joe Cronin and the Blazers, what are y'all cooking? I see y'all just going Donovan Clingan, going best player technically available. I mean, you can go as high as a first overall pick according to a couple analysts and draft experts. So I don't know, to be quite frank. So earlier on, we went Stephon Castle going 4th overall pick to the Spurs. This is the 8th overall pick that he got from Jakob Poeltl. By the way, just terrible trade by the Raptors in hindsight, to all the Raptors fans out there. My fault. You know what? I said they go guard first and they go forward second. They go forward second. I don't know much about I don't want to botch his name. I'm gonna say Tajane Saloon, if that's how you pronounce his name. If it's not, again, my fault. My apologies. They can go Ron Holland, who had a down-year G League Ignite, if I'm not mistaken. He at least didn't shoot as well as people projected him to be. Or maybe they just go out and get a guy like Cody Williams potentially. People have been talking pretty high about Cody Williams. Again, I think they potentially just go Cody Williams. Is that a bad pick? I mean, I think they go Cody Williams at number 8. To be honest, Jalen Williams is brother right there from the Thunder. Jalen Williams, J-A-Y, J-Dub, not J-Will. No, I can't get the photo of Jalen Williams, the polar bear picture. If I remember, I'll put it up on the screen right now. But it's had me in absolute tears just thinking about the back of my head right now. I digress though. Now this is tough because this is a team, the Grizzlies, that need a big, and I just took Clingan and I just took Sar, so that's pretty unfortunate for them. The fact of the matter is, I just don't really know what to really expect from them, so I don't know what they're going to really go for. I mean, I think they should trade Marcus Smart and move Bane to his regular position at shooting guard. You have Ja, you have Bane, potentially somebody like a Vince Williams Jr. or a G.G. Jackson at the 3. At the 4, you have Jaren Jackson Jr. You really only need a 5, but you're looking at 5s right now. Y'all aren't gonna draft Zach Edey in the top 10. Zach Edey like 15 down potentially. I don't think Zach Edey goes in the top 10, if I'm being quite frank. I think they just go maybe best player available. They don't go Rob Dillon, but they have John Morant. They just draft like Saloon and call it a day, or Ron Holland. I'm gonna draft my boy Devin Carter. I think they either go like Zach Edey or they go somebody like Saloon, and I don't see them going out. This is a win now team. They don't think they're gonna draft the guy like, they might like trade down or something, but I don't know what. I think they're gonna be crazy. I think they're gonna draft Zach Edey in the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. That might be like a hot take, but they need a center. Like they just do. They can pay Claxton, but how much cap space do they have? JJJ's on a deal. Shaw's on a deal. Bane's on a deal. Smart's making this bag. Like, at points you just don't have enough money to go around for everybody. So this is my humble opinion, though. And the raw pick Utah Jazz. Again, a team that really does not need a point guard. I don't see them going Rob Dillingham. They have a lot of forwards. They just draft Taylor Hendricks. They have John Collins. They're potentially trying to trade away a guy like a Walker Kessler, which means they might be looking for a center. They might be sneaking guys for Zach Edey as well. But I digress. They might go. Again, I don't know what they need, to be quite frank. I mean, I'm looking at their current roster right now. I don't see them going guard with Colin Sexton and Keontae George and Jordan Clarkson and all of these guys on their team. I just don't see it happening. I mean, last year they had a 4-guard rotation with even Taylor Horton Tucker. So it's like, I don't know. Do they draft a guard? Do they draft somebody like a Ron Holland? Like, I just don't know, to be quite frank. Like, I'm trying to like think what they potentially should do. So like, I just really they take a, I don't see them going guard, to be quite frank. Maybe they just go, I guess they potentially go Saloon, and we got the Bulls next. Yes, they go Saloon. Like, again, this is one of my biggest question marks so far. A Saloon power forward from France. Like, I just guess. I mean, it's tough with them. Like, they have forwards, they have guards, they have to trade a couple of those guys, but I don't know who they're gonna trade. If they are gonna trade those guys, I don't know. Rob Dillingham, Nikola Toba, they just traded for Josh Giddey. They have Ayo Dosunmu, they have Kobe White, they have Javon Carter as a third string point guard. I don't think they go guard here, to be honest. We're really looking at like a Ron Holland or bust at this point. I mean, they could definitely use a small forward and DeMar DeRozan potentially exiting. I mean, they can go 2 because they might. I don't know what they're gonna have the guard rotation next year, babe. Starting wise, you would expect Josh Giddey and Kobe White to start. Even though I think Ayo Dosunmu is a better player than Josh Giddey right now currently. That might be a hot take, but not in my opinion. I think they honestly go forward. I don't think they go Kyle Filipowski. I think they go Ron Holland, ladies and gentlemen. How do you guys feel about drafting Ron Holland in the top 11? This guy had a lot of hype going into his collegiate season at Texas, and he ended up just not going forward with that and going to G League at night. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he had a great season out there. So I saw his clips. He has high potential. People were comparing him to Russell Westbrook. He is ferocious. He can get downhill. Pretty decent jump shot, but I think honestly, I could see him going to the Bulls. I could see him going to the Bulls for sure. Ron Holland and the Bulls, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. 12th overall pick, the OKC Thunder, which was like just insane. How did they have another top pick? It just does not make any logical sense at all. I mean, like, what are we doing? They just literally made it so far into the playoffs, and they literally just have a top pick as well. Like, embarrassment of riches right here for the OKC Thunder. I mean, I'm just trying to think what they should do. It's another team that needs a backup center, but there isn't any backup centers available. I mean, they could go potentially trading down again like a Kyle Filipowski. I mean, they wouldn't mind him at power forward or center. Not sure, to be honest. I think they just go like one of these guys. I mean, they don't draft Kyle Filipowski in the top 10. I just don't see that happening. Tristan Da Silva, maybe. Like, maybe they do go guard and they have Cason Wallace and SG. They're not going guard. They're just not going guard. Let's just say for them, they just go for another guard, even though they have Isaiah Joe off the bench as well. Let's just say they go somebody like a Jacoby Walters. Let's just, even though they might just trade down and maybe trade this pick overall, let's just say they get Jacoby Walter, just for the embarrassment of riches. Get a guy that had a pretty good season down there in Baylor. Like, let's just give them that. Like, they have so many picks. I'm surprised they didn't trade this pick for Josh Giddey, even though the Kings offered 13 and they took Josh Giddey. I mean, I'm not gonna fault the Bulls for that. I literally was so locked in I didn't even check. I had a missed call and a missed message from somebody, but I digress. So I have a couple more picks and then I'm gonna end this video off. We're at 21 minutes in live before I make any cuts. But yes. So 13th overall pick, I should say, the Kings. What are the Kings looking like right now currently? What are the Kings looking like they're gonna do? Do they go guard here? Do they give up on Davion Mitchell as their backup point guard, shooting guard? They have Keanu Ellis in that role now. They have their backcourt right now in, what's his name? Aaron Fox and Malik Monk just signed a fresh extension. And they also do have off the bench Keanu Ellis as well. So I don't think they go and draft a point guard. I think they potentially go and draft a shooting guard though. Potentially. All right, so 13th overall pick, the Sacramento Kings. I did see that potentially go out and get a guy like again. The Kings are just so high in the draft. I'm not expecting. This last couple of years they've been like in the 20s, so it's like not the last year. It was really just last year, to be honest. Yeah, maybe they go and get like a Johnny Murphy. I mean, like, I just don't know, to be honest. I don't see him going guard. You know, I'm surprised Rob Dillingham has fallen this much as well, to be quite frank, because a lot of these teams just don't really just need guards, to be honest. No, they're gonna draft. They're gonna draft somebody like. Okay, I have to make a executive decision. One of these guards are going somewhere. Okay, one of these guards are going somewhere. Rob Dillingham, Nikola Jokic, and Devin Carter, and also Jared McCain as well. These guys are all going to go, especially in these next couple of picks. I'll go until until all these guys are gone. Sacramento Kings, they want defense. They want another defense guy. They're going to draft Devin Carter. They're going to draft my boy out of Providence. A do-it-all guy, phenomenal scorer. You need a bucket, Devin Carter. You need a stop, Devin Carter. You need a rebound, Devin Carter. You need it all, Devin Carter. Bucket against Creighton, against Marquette, putting up games against UConn. Devin Carter is a big-time player. The problem is, man, the dunk is not too less than a 20-minute drive away from me. Like, this guy's a bucket. I watched his sophomore, junior years. Had Cody left, he stayed. He's a dog. Devin Carter is a dog. Phenomenal shooter this season. Shaky his sophomore year. Junior year was really good. Shout out to Devin Carter. Bucket. Absolute bucket. And he was efficient this season as well. Biggest player of the year as well. Bucket. So we're looking at 14. Looking at the Blazers' next pick. They're not going guard. They're not going guard with their 14th overall pick. I think they go. I think the Blazers go. I don't think they're not going guard. They're just not going guard. They might go after like a Tristan Da Silva, to be honest. They're going one of the forwards. I think they go Tristan Da Silva, to be honest. That would not be bad. The older guy, 22 years old, senior. Oh, my fault. That was the first one. Okay, I guess my fault, I guess. Okay, so with the 15th overall pick, we'll go back actually and bring up these prospects. I did not know that this ended at 14 right before the lottery, but whatever. All right, so we're gonna go to the I don't know why I just didn't just do everything, but whatever. All right, so with the 15th pick, let's just imagine this says Miami Heat. With the 15th pick, my Miami Heat are gonna draft a guard or a center, whether that is a guy like a Bilal Ware, or whether that is a guy like a potentially Devin Carter, Nikola Jokic, Rob Dillingham, Jared McCain. Hopefully one of those guys are Miami Heatles. I can see Isaiah Collier and Tyler if we trade down. Not familiar with Juan Nunez, but all due respect to him. Bob Carrington, a lot of people like him. I personally want Devin Carter in my pick, but I already have the Kings drafting him. I could see us going after Nikola Jokic, but he's out for a while because he just had a pretty severe injury. It's either between Rob Dillingham or Jared McCain. Rob Dillingham 6'1", Jared McCain 6'2". I'm trying to think of guys that Miami Heat would like. We have Terry Rozier. We have what's his name? Tyler Hero. We definitely need a guard off the bench that can provide you with instant offense, and that sounds like both Rob Dillingham and Jared McCain as well. Jared McCain just feels a good amount taller than Rob Dillingham, though. As a Heat fan, I'm going the bucket. Rob Dillingham. You are a Miami Heat. Oh, I'm fine with the Miami Heat drafting either one of these guards, whether it's Nikola Jokic, Devin Carter, Jared McCain, Rob Dillingham, and any of the centers. Really, like, if he drafts that kid at number 15, like, this might be like Mac Jones 2.0 reaction. Like, I'm just not going to be hyped with all due respect, because they obviously want to make a front court of Bam and a center. Like, he can't shoot. Bam is a decent, I mean, he's a good mid-range shooter. His 3-point shot is still a work in progress, but I don't like that with Jimmy, who's not a good shooter. He actually shot 40% from 3, but like less than 2 attempts per game. Yes, Rozier can shoot, but he's not like a lights out like 40%. He's like pretty much just slightly above league average. And Tyler Heroes can be inefficient at times, but he's a very good 3-point shooter overall by the statistics. So, well, just one of those guys. Yeah, that's it right there. Below where Nikola Jokic, Devin Carter, Jared McCain, Rob Dillingham, or Isaiah Collier. I would take Kolik as well, like I said, if we trade down. But other than that, I digress. Can't play the draft tomorrow. Like I said, tune in tomorrow. I'm gonna stream that live. And yeah. Other than that, yo, that is the video. Go down below, drop a like, comment down below, sub up. Just follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. Your boy John. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm out, man. Peace.